welcome back to your MPL Day 3 recap. Let's go! The Taurus Villains versus Almighty. Well, you know the tradition at this point. First series of the day has got to be epic. In this 2-1 series, we have both teams just going head to head. Just take a look at these clips and look how close the trades were. Kills going to and fro. The Taurus Villains just showing that bit more resilience and coming out ahead of the series 2-1. RSG versus Explorer. Now, most veterans of the Singapore scene would say that this should be a walkover for RSG, but Explorer surprisingly put up quite a bit of resistance in especially the first game, giving RSG something to sweat about. But at the end, it just wasn't enough as RSG rolled into their base twice to claim a 2-0. Evos versus Forsaken. Forsaken's bad luck streak continues in MPL SG as they fall hard to Evos SG. Evos cores having the time of their lives, heading their kill reels with extremely one-sided scores once again, tearing through the Forsaken lineup to an easy 2-0. Kingsman versus Impunity. Now, the final series of the day did show a little more excitement as Impunity put up their toughest fight yet against Kingsman. But ultimately, it still seems to fall a little bit short as they lack the right coordination and discipline, and they get the floor mopped with them in their very own base by Kingsman, ending this in a 0-2. And that, everyone, is your MPL SG Day 3 recap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the MPL SG Day number 4. We have went through quite a bit already, and of course I hope that everyone else is as excited as we are, because we have quite a lineup of games for you guys today. My name is Abstract, and with me here is Vertigo.
Welcome to all my Thai audience out there. This is your Thai, half Singaporean caster with you. My name is Vertigo, guys. What an amazing week we have actually seen, right? From week 1 all the way to week 2, and we have the pleasure, right? We have the pleasure of casting for the first game, and like Lysander said just now, the first game will always be an epic game, and the first game will be Forsaken going up against Explorer, right?
Indeed.
And it's like literally clashing, and speaking about clashing, we love adventures too, and on the topic of adventures, we have the Mobile Legends Adventure. So give us something about that, Abstract.
Well, of course, Mobile Legends Adventure is the most casual and, of course, most stress-free platform game that you can play. And, of course, if you have a few stress from playing Mobile Legends Bang Bang itself, you can just jump right into Mobile Legends Adventure with the same world-building elements as Mobile Legends has. Just dive yourself into the land of Dawn and just get playing. And, of course, if you were once an adventurer in Mobile Legends Adventure, it is pretty much go time for you to jump back in and just kind of reap all the rewards that has been idling all the time. So take a look at the CD keys down below, MLAXMPL and also MLA999. Just type those in and you'll be able to go back home, or rather be able to credit some exclusive rewards for yourself and maybe even for your friends.
Exactly, and the new hero is going to be coming out. Actually, it is Selena. So right, Selena, we'll be able to claim Selena for free, and us Singaporeans, we love free stuff. On the topic of free stuff, we have the MPLI Arena, and that's you were in it, right? Were you in it?
Of course.
You were frozen in time again.
Frozen time like
Abstract is literally there, and guys, it's basically a third dimension. I wouldn't say third dimension. It's actually an alternate.
Space,
yeah, it's a virtual space. It's an alternate dimension where you can go inside and discover, look around, right? And you get to claim prizes too, and there are 1,000 prizes to be won. So guys, what are you waiting for? Fastest fingers first.
Yep, make sure you go and scan that QR code over at the right side of the screen. But unfortunately, if you missed that out, you can always head down to www.pvpesports.gg and just take a look around, explore that virtual space. But speaking of exploring, I believe that one of our teams here really love exploring, and that is, of course, Dora the Explorer and friends, right?
Exactly, Dora and friends. Explorer, and yes, they did took a game, But, I feel that they could do better because the only game that they won, right, is basically through that draft pick. Once any hero leaks out, that's it, right? Instantly picked up by any side of the team, right? And we're going to be seeing the standing real quick right now, just a quick run through the table, literally just the listing, right? Is the table as of now, and here we go.
Let's take a look. It does seem like coming into rank number 1 as conclusion of week 2, day 2. So, conclusion of week 2, day 1. So you can pretty much see this constantly being updated as we go for breaks and stuff like that. But for now, we're looking at EVOS SG all the way up top with a total of 3 match wins, and of course with a total of 3 points. Coming down below, rank number 2 is pretty much the same. Coming in, Notorious Villains, three match wins and also 3 points. However, it does seem like their win rate is a little bit different because of the fact that every matches we're looking at best of 3 games. So Notorious Villains did manage to lose out 1 point in 2 of their games, and thus that's why they have 2 losses to their name.
Actually, I feel that Notorious Villain, the game that they actually dropped, right, one of the games that they actually lost was against Explorer through draft picks. I mean, Explorer managed to get that heavy CC team, and that's it, instantly picked up. But enough about that, and wait, hold up. I just had an interesting fact about this. Do not forget, guys, Notorious Villains aren't invited. They literally fought through 128 teams just to come here in the MPL playoffs, right? And they are now currently standing at 2nd place, which is definitely comfortable for anybody. But enough about Notorious Villains. We are going to move on to RSG SG with a 2 games win to a 1 game loss. And I mean, their percentage is looking kind of good. It's not too bad, right? It's not too bad. But below that will be Kingsman with also the exact same win rate and the exact same game and losses.
And following up next is, of course, Almighty, rank number 6 with 1 point to their name. And from that point onwards, it is going to be Explorer, Impunity SG, and Forsaken.
I mean, Impunity SG and Forsaken, they have not win a single game. They have dropped every single game. I mean, on the side of Explorer, yes, they did win 1 game, and that was through the draft pick, right? And Impunity SG and Forsaken, I feel that their draft could be a little better, right? They can do something to, play around with the draft, maybe, even leave out 1 draft if possible, right? To even keep your options more diversified.
It's really unfortunate at this current moment that Impunity SG as well as Forsaken have yet to get themselves a single win yet. So I don't really know what to say, but perhaps this coming game is probably going to be the Forsaken's call, right? Because they haven't won a single game, and the next game is going to be fighting against Explorer. They are all great teams, but in terms of the table, this is, after all, going to be the battle of the bottoms, right?
Ooh, it
battle
is
of the
bottom.
bottom.
Aha. SpongeBob shout out right there. But anyways, it is such an amazing lineup, right? They did not win a single game, so now it's definitely going to be epic. Just like Lysander said, it is the first game. It's definitely going to be epic. We get to see these 2 sides which have not win a single game, so they definitely need to get that win on their name, right? For both Forsaken and Explorer.
Now that makes me very curious as to how the game will, well, in some sense, become, right? How Explorer thinks about Forsaken and how Forsaken thinks about Explorer. And of course, this question will only be answered by the players themselves. So let us cue the clip and listen to what Explorer and Forsaken have got to say.
everyone says that you're the thrower. I want you to defend yourself.
Basically, I'm not really a troller. It's in ranked game and I didn't play it properly, but it's not a troll. If it's in a tournament, I will play properly.
He's still quite inexperienced. I mean, he's one of the newest player in our roster. So during critical moments, he will panic and then sometimes he will say, hey, I press this button, press wrong button and stuff like that. So we'll just scold him, but not really scold him, just throw him off. Yeah.
I'm that one guy who picks Nana first pick in solo queue and then everyone scolds me.
But Nana is a good pick. She's a very annoying all-rounded support.
Not anymore, sadly. Please bring Nana to meta.
Based on what I know, the players are those people that actually went for a second try or third try, to play for MPL. So basically, they are probably the last few players, remaining that is not in the MPL season.
They have a new lineup and they did a lot of role swap, so I'm actually not very sure what is their starting five and which position their players will be playing now.
So they're doing secret strats, same as you guys.
Could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Forsaken fighting against Explorer in match 1, game number 1. Who's going to be the one that takes game number 1 away? Would it be a 2-0 in this best of 3 series, or would they continue the tradition, continue the trend of making match ones of the day continue for all 3 of the series?
Right, and just take a look at the lineup video right there. Literally, Zora is the explorer. He is literally the oldest among everyone, and he is leading the pack of young bloods right now. On the side of Forsaken too, everyone is basically all-rounder, they are nearly the same age, so there is not much communication barrier, right? They are all roughly the same age, just, maybe 2 to 3 years of differences, right?
Oh, so you're insinuating that Dora will have a problem. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, because he's slightly older, so I mean, they're maybe at different frequencies, right? So, communication is really key, right?
Yeah,
Super duper important. But on the side of Forsaken, right? Forsaken too, they have like a little bit of a roster change, right? They had Bao, right? So Bao was just like Evil C said, Bao is new, so he kind of panicked, right? He sort of caved in under pressure.
I'm really interested to find out more about Forsaken, because so far I have yet to cast much games about Forsaken, but well, I did manage to see a little bit of Explorer. So let us just take a look at the the lineup of these players over here really quickly. And of course, when we are looking at Explorer and Forsaken, we will be looking at Forsaken first with Evil C coming in together with Kai, Bao, Flash, Double, and for the sub player, we've got Pooh. So Forsaken, from what I've known, and of course for the little information that I have, Double is going to be playing in the EXP lane, so we can expect that he's going to be playing more of like a fighters or something along
He's maybe an alternate tank. I mean, like Double loves to play double EXP, right?
I suppose so. I mean, Double EXP in the EXP lane makes about sense. Well, we've got Bao that goes for the tank roam role, Kai that is the carry, Evil C as the jungler, and of course Flash will be playing as in the gold laner. So we can pretty much expect that Evil C is the kind of player that is probably will pick up like heroes that goes to the jungle, like I said before, because that's his role, right? So heroes like Yi Sun-shin is going to be great, perhaps even Hayabusa is also going to be great. So we can see Evil C as one of the cores next to Kai. So typically what we can expect from Forsaken's lineup is mostly, in some sense, greedy lineups.
True, I mean, they're literally going for damage, like based on their draft picks too in the previous game. They do not go much for CCs, right? Like, I feel that usually the draft picks, right, when players are open to, different kinds of heroes, right? So it's either they go for a full CC team or not, they go for a full damage team, which is Forsaken's literally, it's like their image, right? It's a wolf, right? A wolf goes for an all-out attack. They do not hold you down. Like, no one is holding them down. So they really, that's their image, right? They portray the way that they play. So it's a little bit aggressive sometimes, like they love to overstay, and that's when retaking is super duper important, right? I mean, Forsaken against Explorer, Explorer loves to play that CC game, Forsaken loves to play that damage game, so we'll see respect bans coming up everywhere.
And of course, that is going to be Forsaken. Now let's take a look at Explorer. With the number one guy, of course, the face of Explorer, we have Dora. Dora is playing as the tank roam role. Coming in next onto Ryab, or Ryab.
Ryby.
Ryby?
Yeah. I mean, I asked him personally, right?
Oh, he says Ryby.
Yeah, I was like, hey, do I call you Ryby or Raby? And then he's like, oh no, it's Ryby, like Rybina.
Rybina, Ryby.
Exactly.
Ah, okay. We learn something new every day. So, Vertigo has got your back. We are gonna call you Ryby from now on. For Ryby, he's gonna be playing in the EXP lane. Coming in from Jamie, I believe that he is mostly gonna be playing onto the gold lane. Pebble though is onto the mage support, and Monchichi onto the carry.
I mean, I've seen Ryby. I mean, he literally plays, if Benedetta is open, that's it. He's going to be immediately picked up. But hey, actually, we nearly left out Bento. Bento is on the bench today.
Yes.
We did not get to see much of Bento, right?
Bento, at least for day 1, or was it day 2, right? So I think week 1, day 1, I did manage to see a little bit of Bento. He also plays in the goal lane, so it's kind of like a switcheroo between these two players. So at this point of time, I don't even know who's like the actual sub, but it doesn't really matter because a seven role team pretty much just kind of shuffles every now and then, finding out what is the best way to play with each other. In fact, it's not really like a sub player anymore. It's more of like adaptability. Everyone is in the same team. No one's a sub. You come in if the situation requires, and sometimes you are able to fully adapt to teams and kind of change the way you play a little bit.
Alright guys, and speaking about that, we have the nominate, right? We have the nominate and win. So if you choose the team correctly, right? You get the random epic skin chest, you get the merchandise if you get to vote correctly, right? So if that team actually wins, you get their merch, you get the epic skin chest. If you do want to nominate, right? You can just go straight down in the link below. Right, as you can see here, the www.pvpesports.gg/MPLSG.
And of course, nominate and win contests will only be open at least for the week 3 side, right? For today until all the way until the start of the next week. So whenever you nominate, it's only towards week 3 because week 2 has closed. Because we're looking at week 2 today. So there's no point and there's no way that you can nominate anyone within a week 2.
Especially, but speaking of closing, something that actually never closes is the Facebook milestone giveaway. So we are now currently at 9,000 followers, right? So we are really close to that 10,000 followers, but why stop there when you can go all the way to 20,000 followers? Not only you get a hero too, you get a skin corresponding to the hero that you are going to get, and many other different, rewards.
I'm pretty sure that you like the Valea skin, while in my case, it's more of the Dangerous Liaison inclusion. So let's work towards that, shall we? Let's work towards the 20,000 followers. And like you said, our Facebook page is at 9,000. In fact, a lot closer to 10,000 than you would know. 9,800. So we just need like 200 more followers to the MPL Facebook page in order for us to unlock that 10,000 follower milestone.
Actually, why go for the 200 followers, right? When you can get another 10,000. So 10,200 followers to go up to that 20,000, right?
Because that's like the main goal, right? That's
that is the main goal.
Why settle for the least when we can settle for the most?
Exactly, and following is free, sharing is free, commenting is free. So why not? Why stop there? Just keep going, guys.
Yep.
Just call your friends, call your family, anyone. Just like, share, and follow MPLSG on Facebook and Instagram.
No matter where you are, if you're watching from Twitch or you're looking for Facebook
Your
or
team
from
is
TikTok,
banning.
make sure you head on down to Facebook, drop a like, drop a follow on the MPL Facebook Singapore Facebook group,
Your
and
team is
help
banning.
everyone into this massive cause. For now, let us just take a look at match 1, game number 1 between Forsaken versus Explorer.
Your team
Immediately
is
banned out
banning.
is Benedetta. Forsaken knows Ryby, just as I said it could be the caster's curse. It literally, just when I said Ryby loves using Benedetta, if Benedetta is open, that's it, it's gonna get picked up by Ryby. But Forsaken was smart, they study the games too, right? That's why they're professionals, right? This is MPL, Mobile Legends Bang Bang Professional League in Singapore. So immediately banned off will be Benedetta. followed by Angela and Paquito Explorer banning out Selena and Rafaela. Why do you think they banned this? Since they love to play CCs.
Well, it does seem like there is a little bit of a change, or perhaps it's more of like a meta ban kind of thing, right? They're just trying to work with something that they want to work with, or rather heroes that they do not want to work with. So in this case, for Explorer, they don't really want to give Forsaken any form of early game control, especially when it comes from Selena. So most of these heroes that's banned does pretty well in the early to the mid stages of the game. So you can pretty much get a small little hint that Explorer may be playing a little bit more towards the early stage, just so that they can go for that kind of a steamroll element.
Exactly, and immediately banned off Roger too. Sorry, did I just say Rager?
Rager.
Roger Rabbit or Rager. But basically Roger has the potential to snowball too, right? Even with, let's say Selena. I mean, Selena, she depends on the Abyssal Arrow like it's her life, right? And speaking about life, someone who actually gives life is Matilda. So he provides an extra support for you. But speaking about supports, we have Ryby picking up the Uranus and Jawhead. It is open, like I said.
And he slipped out of the bans and Forsaken didn't pick Jawhead.
Yeah, I mean, they opted for that. For the Matilda. So, I mean, Matilda, yes, she has that tankiness. She has that shield too. But Jawhead is open, instantly picked up. Like from Explorer. Like I said, Explorer plays through their draft picks.
I mean, I suppose that this could very well be like a small little mistake coming in from Forsaken side, whereby they prioritize, or maybe they just kind of tunnel vision a little bit too much. It would be like looking at Matilda, because everyone would be so worked up towards thinking that Jawhead is going to be banned, and Jawhead has always been banned, so let's not think about that. And in this very game, it just so happened that Forsaken and Explorer did not go for a ban onto Jawhead, and perhaps Forsaken is just like, let's snap pick Matilda, because they picked it pretty fast.
Really fast.
So they probably didn't really have much of the time to kind of consider that, okay, Jawhead is open, let's go for the Jawhead. And Explorer probably at the point of time was also rather flabbergasted, like, wait, they did not first pick on Jawhead?
Exactly.
And they are like, we'll gladly take it.
I mean, like, it's something free too, right? You just take it. But on the side of Forsaken, I feel that they took Matilda because they are much more comfortable with Matilda, as she is slightly more versatile, right? I mean, compared to Jawhead, you are more of a single target hero, right? Like, just when I say single target, Cho gets banned off. Speaking of Cho, the 515E party is going to be giving away the Cho skin, right? It's the limited edition. It's going to be launching on the 27th of April, so mark your calendar, guys. Exactly, and Forsaken immediately picking out that MM, right? They picked out the Marksman, they picked out Granger and Alice, basically your peelers, right? Explorer too, the moment they see that on the side of Forsaken, they're going to be picking up that MM, they're like, you know what? Let's go for early game. Let's take Yi Shen. You know what? I don't care what you take. I don't care what you take. I literally gonna be taking Yi Shen because I have early game, mid game, and late game, because Yi Shen has such versatility.
At this point in time, we're looking at the final stages of the banning phase. We got Yuzong, Cho, Esmeralda that's being thrown into the banning pool, and waiting for the final hero to be banned out, and it does seem like it is going to be Chang'e. Explorer side, they are going to be picking it out first. They have already fulfilled 2 of their off-laner roles, 1 of their marksman role. So what's going to be left is mage support as well as a single tank roamer. And if I'm not wrong, Explorer...
Eudora! It's back in meta. I mean,
no, it's not.
Technically it is. She has burst damage that is ridiculous and disgusting. It's gross. Eudora is literally gross. The moment she pops that stun, that ultimate, that first skill, it all happens in a flash. And Flash did not pick Eudora. What a wordplay there, right? But anyways, Eudora being picked up, it's a little bit... there are pros and cons, right? Like, she's squishy.
She doesn't have mobility.
Not much.
Yeah. There's not a lot of escape mechanism. The only thing that the Eudora can do is that I'm gonna walk into this fight, I'm gonna bring down thunder and lightning onto the Granger, I'm gonna die and so will he.
Yeah, it's literally a suicide bomber, right? Literally go in, I'm gonna kill someone, but evil Forsaken opting for that Kaja. So Kaja is gonna be able to pick out the Yi Shen for sure. He is gonna get sniped down. And Flash popping that Eve. So Eve has so much range, right? I mean, they banned off Chang'e, so they know that immediately Explorer picked up Eudora, right? So they know, oh, we got to take a mage that has extra range, so we can play with that range. The moment that Kaja catches onto, Mon Chi, instant death, no stop. Unless he goes for that Purify, I doubt so. He will not go for that Purify at all.
Forsaken is not going for the typical greedy lineup that we see.
That's right.
They have, like, for example, for week 1, day 2, right? Forsaken fighting against RSG. They go for Claude, they go for Roger, double marksman. But this time, what they're going for is a rather unconventional one. Yeah,
Right.
and Explorer also went for Bane. We'll talk about Bane more in a while. But Forsaken is the one that is really confusing me, right?
Yeah.
They have a little bit of a change in playstyles. They have a little bit change in roles, as a matter of fact. Because yes, we can say that the Granger is going to be played by Kai, which is a carry. But who's going to be the one that eventually plays something else, like Evil C, right? Because Evil C, we can pretty much say that he goes to the gold lane to play. Maybe just a little bit of a play around, because sometimes Flash goes to gold lane, they change things around quite a bit. So at this very game, it does seem like Evil C will be the one that goes to the gold lane with the Kaja, which is a very curious pick.
I mean, I've seen Kaja off lanes before. His damage is gross. It's almost as pain as Eudora, but Eudora does it at a faster pace.
I would rather a Baxia than a Kaja. Baxia to work against the Uranus, coming in from the side of...
That's true. That's a very, very good counter there, Eugene.
Baxia does really well in the side lane as well. And I've seen that Baxia completely steamroll against an Esmeralda and even against a Uranus happens time after time again. But this Kaja, I guess what they're looking out for mostly is going to be more of CC and control throughout the map. Because what we have is Matilda.
Damage onto Jamie from Bao. Oh, sorry, from Flash.
Yeah, it does seem like a good amount of damage is going to be popped up by Yves with the Void Crystal, but afterwards there's not much that's going to be done, right, to make it slide.
Not much.
They do have Double that's going to be playing as Alice, makes his way closer and closer into the opponent's jungle, but they should not commit too much into this. Because the only players that is inside in the opponent's jungle is going to be 1, Eudora, number 2, Eve. Wait, sorry. Eudora is in the Explorer side.
That's right.
So we've got Yves as well as
Forsaken.
I think okay. So let us recap a little bit because
Yeah.
I'm getting very
Confused.
at their lineup, right?
Yeah.
So we've got Granger. Granger is going to be in their own jungle at this point in time.
Alright.
Kanja is all the way up top.
That's right.
Fighting alone. Yves is going to be the mage support. We're going to be looking at what else? What else? We got Alice at the bottom gold lane, and who was their final member?
Matilda.
Oh yeah.
Matilda was their instant lock in that first pick.
So Matilda mage roam as well as a Yves mage roam.
That's right. It's a little confusing. Forsaken is playing something way off the books that they actually normally play. It's literally rocking us off our seats.
So in some sense, man, I can't put a finger on this. I'm really very interested to find out how Forsaken is gonna play this out.
Same here.
It may have a little bit of survivability because of Bao. Matilda is doing pretty well, but
Oh,
unfortunately-
instantly! Double gets demolished. I mean, Jamie forced the flicker. Forsaken was greedy. Like I said, they go for the greedy plays. They drafted not greedily, but Leopard never changes his spot.
Yeah, like I said before, they should not fully commit because they don't have the Granger. And they know for as a matter of fact that Bane is somewhere in the bottom lane. He can just rotate over and there will be 4 people banking all in right by the riverbank. So it's very simple for Explorer to just come in and sandwich the heck out of Forsaken. And to be honest, it is quite a blessing that Forsaken has only lost a single member. Not 2, not 3.
Only one.
Yeah.
But and it's
lucky. I will just put it out there.
And it was
It's lucky.
double. And it was double, right? And double was the one that got caught literally sandwiched in between Explorer.
Not good, right? Not good. Because it's
Not
going
good.
to put him in a very bad disadvantage against Bane. And you wouldn't want to have that kind of disadvantage when you're fighting against Bane.
Exactly. Honestly, Bane was early game, but he will see immediately get caught out at the turn of fate right now. Bento taking a lot of damage right now from Granger.
And of course, Bao immediately getting caught right into the enemy's lines. Explorer is taking shots after shots, and they are pretty fast in the decision making, and they are also pretty fast when they want to go for the objective. In the meantime,
aggression.
the Shark is in the tidal waves. They try to get a kill on the Kai. HP all the way down low. Ria
using the
immediately
flicker.
spends the flicker, and of course spits some nice little beer right into the faces of this Granger. One
Hopefully
person down.
they're trying to
Ria
get driving. They're trying to get driving here. And Jamie looking a little low, but and he's gonna get taken out immediately. What did he play? They traded it. They know Forsaken was like, oh, we can't be too greedy, right? And they see an opportunity. They were like, no, we can't lose this. We have to take it back. We are not gonna drop this game against you because we have not won a single game against you.
It's not too. The game is still pretty early, right?
It's very early.
tough for-
Very, very
to
early.
say anything. But looking at like the goal counts, especially for the cores, right? We're looking at Kai 1.3 thousand. We're looking at Monchichi 1.7 thousand. So just from that, Monchichi should be able to deal well, in some sense, better damage than Kai. Because
exactly.
The Raptor percent coming in from Monchichi is just going to make things a lot better. Bao is just going to go straight in, circling Eagle, but unfortunately not much is going to be done. But with 2 kills in the bag already, they did manage to stabilize the amount of kills in between Forsaken as well as Explorer.
Literally pulled the game right back onto track, leaving and actually not leaving, leveling both sides of the goal. So they are almost at equal goals now. I mean, Explorer did took a slightly early lead right now, but you know, Forsaken doing their best too, gaining back the lead. And Bribey had to be one of the person that actually died to them along with Pebble.
And right now, Explorer is just going to make their way downtown, and of course, I think that they're just trying to secure the turtle and of course hold down the 50 line. And Flash and Kai are not expecting.
He's done and ejected all the way back.
Pebble with that longer range stun is definitely going to ensure that the force ejector from Jamie is going to 100% land. And just like that, the marksman is already down for the count. Forsaken can't fight for this. They should not even challenge for this and get back into the lane to try to farm up as much as possible. Because the downtime that they are just circling outside the turtle is not going to do them good. In fact, it's going to do them a lot more harm than good.
Oh, Monchichi here putting the aggression of Double. Oh, Explorer coming down to take Double down, instantly infected and stunned up by the Eudora. Like, hey Jin, I did tell you, right? Immediately picked up. Eudora was somewhat of a sensible pick. You get to secure your target, and that's when Jamie is going to come in and force eject you all the way back, and that's how they're going to secure that tier 1 turret from the bot lane.
Yeah, I guess now that we think about it, right, Eudora is an unorthodox pick, but in some sense, Eudora is also a very confident pick because the stun coming up is 100% success rate. That is not, it's not a skill shot, it's not nothing. So whatever the Eudora do, all of his skills is all point and click. There is no skill, that in some sense, you don't really...
It heat scan.
Yeah, literally hit scan.
It
right?
literally hit scan. It
Literally
literally
hit scan.
travels. There is no traveling time. There is no way to sidestep that unless you have Purify. But on the side of Forsaken, no one has Purify. Everyone opted for the Flicker, right? So if Forsaken were to try to win this game, according to the drafts, they have to drag it to the late game because that's when Kai starts to snowball, gets his 15 stack on that jungle item, and everything goes ham, and that's how Forsaken's gonna get a chance by Jamie. Force ejector, unstoppable force onto Bao, but what a back catch. Pebble is gonna be in the middle of everything right there. Bao going for the aggression all the way, trying to catch Jamie down. Bao is force of flicker all the way out, ejector all the way in, and the suppress comes out. Monchichi looking a little low too, gonna get immediately demolished, and look at Bento through the rest of Forsaken trying to take it down. Bribey is being forced to back off. He's not going to be able to fight for the team. Immediately, almost wiping out the whole of Explorer here for Forsaken.
That is very confusing and that is very surprising. Now that is definitely not a fight that I was expecting. Explorer did manage to have the fight brought to them and pretty much fighting within their own territories. But Forsaken did manage to bring the game completely towards their own favor and of course to the palm of their hands, very likely due to a couple of item pickups that steer everything towards their way. I think that the real world manipulation coming in from Leaf played a very big part. So just keep your eyes out for Flash, right? Flash is just right around the corner. Real world manipulation did not actually do much because everyone else just runs straight into the purple buff. Evil C tanking quite a lot. Double is literally right in the middle of everything, and that is just a
coordinated
massive-
fight. It's a coordinated fight, right? Like what you say, Evil Sea looks a little low.
A
That-
lot of collateral damage.
a lot, and that's how he baited the whole of Explorer. They are trying to bait Explorer in. They know Explorer can get greedy at times, so they baited them there and then played for the retake. That's how Forsaken actually came out on top of that little mini fight at the blue buff.
I completely forgotten how painful Matilda is.
Exactly, she's literally the free damage from support.
Just take a look at this. Just casually walking around, dealing actual damage over to the side of the Explorer. It did not quite land a lot, but Forsaken, they are adapting. They are moving according to how Explorer is moving, right? With Alice heading downtown, down to the bottom lane as well, I think that he will be trying to get the push down onto the second tier turret, but of course, it does seem like he do have a really good responsibility from his side, and he ensures that he do not push too far ahead. Explorer, the same thing as well.
Oh!
Yeah, 4 versus
Look at
4.
Phantom.
Does seem like things are starting to get a little bit sticky over here. The real world manipulation coming from Flash, just going to be dealing a bump of damage onto Explorer, but unfortunately,
Oh, look at Kai!
Kai is going to be the one that successfully bring down everyone else from a critical amount of health to completely going down to the depths of hell. 3 kills over to the side of Kai. Forsaken is slowly grabbing this game by the scruff of Explorer's neck, and Explorer, they are definitely not happy about this.
Especially, I mean, look at Kai. He literally brought the lifesteal emblem, right, from that assassin roots, assassin emblem, right? So that preparation actually helped him with that fight. Like I said, he went from critical, he went to maximum. Literally, a literal comeback from Forsaken right here, leveling everything and potentially snowballing right now at a almost 2,000 goal lead. Oh, actually, it is, yeah, it's 2,000.
It's not too late. It's literally not too late for Explorer to come back. Because if you look at their core, their gold permitted, or rather their amount of economy, is not that far ahead. Yes, Kai will definitely get his first item faster, and that Kai even built up a brute force breastplate. So went for a little bit of a tankiness. Monchichi went straight out for a Raptor's Machete as well as the Blade of Despair. So Explorers Monchichi will be able to snipe members of Forsaken down a lot easier depending on who is going to be their priority.
Exactly, and Kai opting for that Hunter Strike, so you know, not only he has his dash, he can literally charge towards enemy lines, right? He can play that hide game, he can play behind, look at that. See, the moment he dashes forward, look, take a look here. Solely focus on Kai. Look at him, he literally speeds up, he goes in, he keeps going in, instantly takes out Yi Sanshin at that moment right there, takes out the Uranus, and Pebble will be in the middle of it all. Jamie is forced to back at full health, not doing much with shield.
And right now, it does seem like the same thing is going to repeat. A lot of buff is just going to be stacked right on top of Kai. He's pretty much just clearing out waves like no tomorrow, hot knife through butter. And Bento actually just jumped right onto the front lines of Forsaken, but just as a form of intimidation and trying to push Forsaken away because they want to get themselves a little bit more control all over the map. Because right now, Explorer just does not have a lot of things to work with. They have lost bottom lane, second tier turret, and well, for top and middle, they have lost the first tier turret. So it's gonna be tough for Explorer to even hold Forsaken back. But just one good fight is necessary. And with the Lord coming out in 10 seconds, the next fight is going to be very, very crucial.
Essential, right? It's literally essential. Look at everyone here just scouting out, doing some face checks, but immediately he's gonna get pulled back. Is Jamie. Real world manipulation comes out, instantly takes him away, and just like that, Jamie was face checking that bush, and he got what he deserved. That it never reached a hand into the bag. Like curiosity literally killed the cat.
So one thing about this JV, right, is so he tried to go in face check into the brush and try to go for a force ejector. But unfortunately, his arch nemesis, Evil Sea, that's playing as a Kaja, is in that very bush that Jamie is holding on, that is rushing into. So instead of Jamie trying to go in and go for a pick, it does seem like Evil Sea's, well, range for Divine Judgment is a little bit further than Jamie, and thus completely pulled backwards into oblivion. Jamie received a heck ton of damage, and from that point onwards, the frontliners from Explorer, the initiating factor that they were looking for, has been completely demolished.
Immediately demolished, and here we have the Lord marching down the bottom lane here, but the rest of Forsaken will be doing a split push right here at the mid lane. As for Explorer, everyone is a little bit all over the map right now, you know. They're playing it slow, they're trying to take down the turret slowly, they're trying to play it at their pace. Forsaken, they are not trying to match Explorer pace in the first half, but look at Bento just running away from Bao and Kai, but the damage coming out from Kai is a little bit too much for Bento to handle, and Bento is looking a little low right now, but Kai's ultimate right here, but he's going to be able to charge with the help of Bao, and Bento is being sandwiched right now in the mid lane. Forsaken is just going to let it go. Bento, why is he still alive? He managed to escape there with that regen. Is literally insane from Bento Uranus.
Well, look, I mean, we're talking about Uranus after all, but nonetheless, Forsaken, good job trying to bring Bento down, but he is going to be a lot of it. Jamie! This time, Jamie did exactly what he wanted to do. He did manage to get a really nice toss from Eva C into the heart of his own line, but unfortunately, coming in from the side of double, Forsaken did manage to get himself a decent amount of kill, and of course, here comes the real woman.
Jamie!
Oh, Ripey!
What a
completely just melted double in his face, and that is going to be the final nail in the coffin. Boom goes the dynamite.
With a literal slither of health, he managed to clutch that at insane speed. Literally insane speed. That was so quick, like instantly snapped off the finger. But look at Bao. Bao here is getting sandwiched by Jamie, Raibi, and Uranus Bento right here, but he's going to be able to disengage. They are not committing to this fight because they know Forsaken loves to replay that retake and that bait, and that's how they actually lost the fight. They actually turned the tide of the first game.
Yeah, I mean, the tankiness coming from the side of Explorer is no joke. It's gonna be a little bit tough for Forsaken, even though Forsaken has gotten themselves with a massive amount of lead. Forsaken still don't really know how to close this game out, and the last thing they can think of is going to be the Lord, because the creep clear potential coming from Explorer is a little bit too strong, right? Bento can clear one wave all by his own, Pambo can clear one wave by his own, and not to forget, Raibi can also clear a wave by his own. So no matter what Forsaken tries to do, if they try to split their forces and try to push every single lane, they will be singled out one after another by Explorer. So the only thing that Explorer could do is just hold down together, stay in brushes, and look for Pick Factor.
Oh, look at Bento!
Moment. Unfortunately, Flash is going to be the one that gets picked by Explorer instead, because Explorer and Forsaken, both of their end game and of course their win con is the same. Hide in brushes, single one person out, and finish the game in one fell swoop.
That's right, and I've got to say, Kai is building a little bit on the tankier side, but look at Bento jumping all the way in, but look who is getting stunned all the way up front. Double going for that 3-man stun all the way at the front line right here, but the rest of Forsaken is not there to help him, instantly demolishes, and Bento right there with amazing zoning to stop the rest of Forsaken. What a play! What a play!
What a play indeed. 14 to 13, we're looking at about 5,000 gold lead that Forsaken has, and Explorer is slowly closing up the lead, and they did manage to push Forsaken in with their back against the wall. It's not going to be easy after all. Bento trying to be as extraordinary as he can, trying to push out and of course trying to do a little bit more poke towards the side of Kai as well as Eva C, but he cannot be complacent. He can't play around that long. Bao does have immortality, yes, but that doesn't mean that he can just play in this front line for that long, because he is about to be sandwiched anytime as long as he goes into that very specific brush. Jamie's just gonna be landing right on the side, but Jim managed to get himself away with a really nice flicker. Jamie, in between of everything else, he's gonna get himself out of there with a nice flicker as well. The rest of the Explorer is just gonna be jumping right in. Unfortunately, Bento as well as Raibi is just gonna be the one who's just gonna be the front line. And Bao, he tried to put himself inside of the heart of Explorer, trying to deny the Lord, trying to do whatever that he can to buy more time. But unfortunately, that is not going to happen. Explorer still managed to pick up the Lord, and now the Lord is going to be marching down to the bottom lane, fighting for their cause.
I've got to say, during that fight, Evil C was so off position. I mean, Bao did his best, right? He was, like you said, in the heart of the fight, trying to slow down that Lord. He does have that immortality right now, and Kai actually building that immortality too. I mean, like, he sold away, right? He sold that item away. He opted for the immortality and went for the Malefic Roar instead.
A little bit of I think it's okay because it is like items is completely decked out.
Decked out.
Yeah, so just buy whatever that you want, no problem. But for now, the bottom lane is going to be the main thing. We've got the Lord, just a charge right in, real world manipulation coming from the side of Klein, just going to be trying to bring down the Lord as fast as possible, but it doesn't seem like that is going to be the case. the bottom lane inhibitor turret is going to go down. Explorer is just banking all the way onto the mid lane turret. The second tier turret is now gone, so basically Forsaken will have to defend the inhibitor turret up top and middle.
I mean, they literally grouped together and free damage onto Kai right there from Monchichi. So Monchichi, the moment he pushes his ultimate, instantly Kai will be in the middle of it all. If everyone were to group together, there's no escape for you. There is literally no escape for you. I mean, you do have movement speed. Yes, it's true. You have that lifesteal, but you are a squishy hero. Look at Bento. Look at the damage on the Bento. Bento being able to out. But look at Jamie. Jamie's gonna get suppressed on the defense. Evil C trying to get him off. Kai finishes him off. Instantly KO. Is that Uranus? What a play from Forsaken here. Trying to finish up the game. Bao pushing the aggression on actually all the way to Ryby right here, but he gets a little bit of damage too. But everyone is going to play it slow right now. No one is going for that aggression. Forsaken gaining that momentum back in the game, even though, but look at the bottom lane. The Siege Minions are pushing up right now.
Good win con coming from Forsaken. Evil not fighting, but it does seem like Pavel playing as a Eudora. He manages to land the one stun that drops Evil C all the way down. That is the problem, right? A little bit of a rock, paper, scissors confrontation. Jamie tries to jump onto Evil C. Evil C will then Divine Judgment and pull Jamie all the way back. But if Evil C tries to be the one that initiates, Pebble will be there to stun Evil C instead. So both of these teams, they are initiator, can't initiate because of the various, the various counters. There's so many just counters coming in from both sides. They do not exactly know how to set up a perfect execute, but it's more of a, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, it's like literally a boxing match. You gave me a jab, I'm gonna give you one right back, right in the eye. Especially for Explorer and Forsaken, they're literally trading blows right now. I think everyone is at full build right now, but like I said, Eudora has its pros and cons, right? The moment you get caught out, that's it. You do not have a chance to fight back. But if you do have the chance to use all three of your skills, literally instant demolish just onto Evil C. Literally bombards Evil C. Like, he's gone. He's literally like a dust off my shoulder. Just dust you off. Instant.
The map has now been split somewhat vertically because Explorer did manage to bring down the bottom lane turret. So Explorer, they're just trying to do their very best to bolster up and hold down the fort down to the bottom lane. Evil C is down low. That is not good. Flash and HP is really low as well. Kai did, however, did manage to get a kill on the Pebble, so all the hope is not lost just yet. Jamie, HP down low. The Force Ejector trying to do something for him. HP is all the way down the sliver. Whoa, what a he goes down.
Demon stun right here onto Ryby. Instantly demolished. Bento is forced to flicker over the pit right now, and Bento probably gonna be able to get hit, but all four of Forsaken are eyeing onto Bento, and Monchichi surprisingly get away unscathed. I mean, like you said, Pebble was in such a bad position there, very bad.
Now the Lord is going to be taken by Forsaken. They are ready to bring this Lord down. And of course, Explorer, they don't really have any answers to this. They can't defend it. They can't challenge this because they only have 2 members in their arsenal. What can they possibly do? If they just threw their bodies into the Lord's pit, trying to deny that Lord, then that is pretty much game over. But Explorer, they pretty much understand they have got pretty phenomenal creep clearing skills, so they shouldn't be it shouldn't be too difficult, or they shouldn't find too much issues when it comes to clearing creeps and even killing the Lord.
Exactly, and let's take a look at the replay right there. Ryby going for the ultimate flicker and using the Winter Truncheon to his advantage, and Real World Manipulation comes out. Pebble gets caught out in the middle of nowhere, right? And Jamie, look at Jamie here, forced to take in so much. The whole Explorer is literally backing off, and look at Ryby right here. Look at that flicker coming in from double, instantly demolishes Ryby, and look at Bento all the way back, but oh, have the aggression right here on the top lane and mid lane coming on to the side of Forsaken.
Bento trying to be the front line over here, but unfortunately it does seem like the damage is a little bit too much for him to handle. And right now we are all going to be looking at Divine Judgment coming in, jumping right onto Ryby, but unfortunately doesn't the front line is not going to be doing much for him. Jamie trying to get himself right into the middle and everything else, trying to go for him. Everything kind of easy, but Explorer, they were unable to hold out this game. There was just way too much damage, way too much things going on, and Forsaken manages to just hold on to that wave. They were surfing that wave, and whatever happens, happens. Forsaken took that game pretty Well, I mean, not easily at all, but it was quite a contest.
It was a good fight. I mean, Explorer did have that early game. Forsaken played the retake, right? They came back.
It was a back and forth game, like
Back and forth.
4 times, I think. At the start of the game, Explorer had a really good start. And then Forsaken come back a little bit by kind of tallying the round out. Explorer came back a little bit more again with by just kind of tallying the score a bit, and then Forsaken ended the game.
That's right. I mean, they played it patiently, right? They played for picks. But look on the side here. Pebble did do a lot of, didn't do that much damage, right? But he's not at full build, right? He is not at full build, but he deals a ton of damage onto, who knows, even Evil Sea, right? Even Evil Sea was the victim of it all. Look at that. But Double soaking up all the damage with 100,000. But look at the side of Bento. Look at Bento with the hitting that first 2 in the first game.
That is 41% of, well, absorbing damage.
OT.
Jamie is like 28%. So things are looking pretty darn good. Pebble has been constantly being in team fights. 80% of the fights Pebble has been in. So there's a lot of CCs coming in from Pebble that played really well. We have seen that homing stun missile just jumping and
Hit scan.
flying onto the opponent. There's no way
right.
that they can escape from that. The only thing that I thought was like a little bit of a fragile mistake from Forsaken is the fact that, well, their core doesn't have Purify.
That's true, but if you were to sacrifice that Purify, you still have to have that Retribution, right? That is your most important item on the planet, or literally the most important item in the Land of Dawn, right? With that jungle item, right? I did a comparison by myself because I'm a loser, right? Literally, when you do your full build with damage, yes, you have that base damage, but if you were to build with that jungle item and Retribution, you will have a much higher chance to win your opponent if you were to go a one-on-one or even go up against a Uranus.
As for now, let us just take a look at a little bit more stats and followed by some MVP, or rather, who do you think is MVP?
Not sure. I mean, I would say Kai, but
And it does seem like he is a rich guy and he's also the carry. We'll find out a little bit more as to who is the MVP. Oh, we've got a total of 3 laws. The amount of turrets has been taken by Forsaken Explorer is pretty as well. But all in all, a 20 to 15 scoreline is interesting, if you ask me. So whatever it is here, Forsaken Explorer, they did pretty darn well in this game. It is a back and forth game, a little bit like a seesaw. At first we thought that, wow, Explorer is going to win because of that phenomenal early start. And then Forsaken came back to have a little bit more of a massive goal lead. Explorer tallied the points out again, and then Forsaken closed the game. So we don't, it's heart-wrenching, and because especially for Forsaken, especially for Explorer themselves.
whoa, it's Bao. We thought it was Kai.
His 18 assists is
I mean-
definitely understandable.
Okay, he dealt the least damage on the side of Forsaken. I mean, yes, he did the least, right? But if you were to compare it to Explorer, who did the least was that Jawhead, right? It was such a huge difference. So on the side of Forsaken, like we said, they love damage and they love playing that aggression. But like I said, if they draft it well, they have a chance of winning, just like this game. The moment they draft it well, instant demolish. They played that late game. They play at first, you know, they were like playing at Explorer's pace, right? And then they told themselves, you know, they shut their mind off. Forsaken literally said to themselves, I'm not gonna play at your pace. You're gonna play at my pace, right? And instantly just retake, right? And then Explorer replied with the same thing. Oh, I'm not gonna play at your pace. You're gonna play at my pace. So it's just a back and forth, you know, literally jab, 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 non-stop. You know, one gave a left hook, the other one gave a right hook. It's just non-stop. Hey, and speaking about left hook and right hooks, let's take a quick look at the highlights right now. That crucial fights that are actually essentially popping off.
There is a lot of fight after all, so we should be expecting quite a long run. So let's take a look at exactly what is going on throughout the entire game. Most of the time, we will want to focus our eyes onto Jamie, onto Kai, because I mean Jamie is the initiator, and Kai is the one that has been dealing a lot of damage. So most of the time, you will need to look out for the positioning of where this Ranger is. And I think that Jamie constantly tries to look out for the Ranger, and there was only a few times, like this is one of the times that he falls ejected many times.
Right, look at the real world manipulation there, raining down damage onto that pebble, and look at Bao. Bao is just baiting everyone out along with Evil C, look at that. And he's baiting the rest of Explorer, and that's when damage comes raining down onto the whole of Explorer right there, taking everybody out except for Ivy.
Well, at this point of time as well, all the way up top, the fight is pretty scrappy. Explorer trying to get himself away, but unfortunately this is where the triple kill was imminent for Kai. The game just exponentially went towards the side of this Granger. He's pretty happy with whatever he gets, but unfortunately Eves, took a little bit of a kill here and there. This is where the fight became ultimately scrappy, because Kai, he was completely alone at the back, but in the end Bento, I don't know why, he got away from Kai, he regrouped with the rest of his team, and he did not manage to exert much dominance and of course interrupt Kai much.
That's right, and look at this. Bento just face checking every single bush there is. Look at Jamie here. Jamie getting suppressed, but this is when Explorer won, if I'm not wrong. No, it wasn't. It was literally when, you know, the whole side of Explorer was split apart. Oh, this is when Ryby got a little bit too greedy, right? And look at Evil C all the way back, but Kai getting stunned up and still dealing a ton of damage. Look at that. Bento being able to get away, but Monchichi is just disengaging totally, right?
This just...
Oh, but the 3-man suppress, I've got to give it to Double.
I did not. I mean, honestly, I don't quite remember that actually happening. I mean, yes, I think that I heard you shouting that out, but well, the autoplay coming from Alice has got to be one of the most crucial abilities if you are able to land that, considering the fact that the AoE is pretty darn small. So, as long as you get everyone together in one small little circle, you should be able to bring the game down in one fell swoop. And that is not exactly the case for Forsaken, but it took some time for them to kind of warm back up. But looking at this game, this very game itself, I do think that there could be a possibility that we should be looking at a full 3-game series.
Ooh, we could, but I mean, like I said, draft picking is so important. So Forsaken, they love to play damage. They love to play, on the other side, we don't see them playing CC much, but now that we actually get to see them play, you know, a little bit of balance between damage and CCs, that's how, you know, Forsaken gets their game rolling, right?
Yep.
Rolling and rolling and rolling. And speaking of rolling, we're going to roll into a break really quick right now. We're going to go into the second game really, really soon, in about 5 to 10 minutes, around there. You know, Singaporeans, we love to say aga, right? Aga. It's an aggravation, right? Anyway, guys, we're going to go for a quick break. See you guys real soon.
EPOS, the power of audio.
I start my day with Sustain Complete, so tired dry eyes won't hold me back.
Sustain Complete, the all-in-one drop that relieves all types of irritated, tired, dry eyes.
Sustain Complete. 2 drops, 1 unstoppable you. Take the 2-drop challenge.
Everyone loves winning. That's why we've made it easy to pay for your apps with a Singtel mobile bill. With easy one-time setup and fast transactions, we offer hassle-free payment and convenience while you focus on winning. Stay entertained and pay easily. Find out more at singtel.com/DCB. Epos, the power of audio.
I start my day with Sustain Complete, so tired dry eyes won't hold me back.
Sustain Complete, the all-in-one drop that relieves all types of irritated, tired, dry eyes.
Sustain Complete. 2 drops, 1 unstoppable you. Take the 2-drop challenge.
Everyone loves winning. That's why we've made it easy to pay for your apps for Singtel Mobile Bill. With easy one-time setup and fast transactions, we offer hassle-free payment and convenience while you focus on winning. Stay entertained and pay easily. Find out more at singtel.com/DCB. Epos, the power of audio.
I start my day with Sustain Complete, so tired dry eyes won't hold me back.
Sustain Complete, the all-in-one drop that relieves all types of irritated, tired, dry eyes.
Sustain Complete. 2 drops, 1 unstoppable you. Take the 2-drop challenge.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the MPL SG. After that nice, very close game number 1 between Explorer versus Forsaken, we are now going to be joining in for, or rather, we are going to be looking at game number 2.
Alright, and I mean, wait, hold up. I just got news, right? We're gonna say goodbye to Jamie and hola to Dora.
Dora
is
now
subbing in.
Yep, so that pretty much means that Dora is going to be, well, the tank support. Maybe there will be a little bit of a difference in the way that they play, because so far it does seem like Explorer has some difficulty in reaching the winning condition. They can't close the game out, and hopefully Dora would be able to just kind of steer them towards the right direction.
I mean, Dora, yes, he's a little bit older, no offense, but he has some sort of experience, right? He can lead the pack of young potential bloods, right?
And
so,
tank players pretty much dictates the game.
yeah, they are mainly the shot callers, right? They are looking at a bigger perspective, right? So they can see it like from a bigger perspective, so they know when to shot call. They know,
Your
oh,
team
this
is
person just
banning.
used this. Oh, this person just used this. Watch out for this. This guy haven't used this, right? So the skills are still open.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look if whether Dora is going to do as well as we hope he would. Let's take a look. Explorer is going to be
Your team
onto the
is
left side
banning.
and Forsaken on the right side are part of this drafting phase. We've got Rafaela as well as Uranus being banned out by Explorer for now, and Forsaken has banned out the Matilda as well as Angela. So Jawhead is still in the game. Benedetta is still in this game as well, unless they ban those two out. Last 2 bans.
That's right. But on the side of Explorer, you have to think. Explorer is going to get the first pick right now. Forsaken is going to be second pick right now. And I mean, Forsaken did manage to get their first pick, instantly picks up Matilda, right? And not opting for the Jawhead, which was really unorthodox for us, even the casters, right? We're literally taken aback at the drafting from Forsaken. So a lot of things is open. Even
Your
Forsaken,
team is
they did to
banning.
Matilda, right? And now they're instantly banning off Matilda. So it's throwing us off the table a little bit, right? And Explorer here banning off Dessalina. Forsaken going for the last ban right now. What do you think of the ban so far, Yuki?
I think nothing out of the ordinary except for the fact that two heroes that I can expect seeing picked up is still available. Forsaken gotta have to ban the Jawhead without a doubt, right? Without a doubt, because Forsaken is going for second pick. Explorer will be the one that gets the first pick, so very likely the first the ban is gonna drop over to Jawhead unless Forsaken is like, yeah, we gave him Jawhead once, but
Not
not
give
give
him
him
again.
again.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter to Forsaken.
They
But
could ban off slightly more important hero rather than Jawhead, right? Like since they're like, oh, just look at that. Forsaken immediately banning off Esmeralda. Esmeralda would be a pain to deal with. So Explorer might not actually pick up on the Jawhead right now. Let's see what is Explorer going to be picking up right now. What are your predictions? What do you think they're going to be immediately picking up on? Jawhead? Really? Again?
it is still a higher profile pick. It may not work out for game number one,
Your
perhaps,
team is
but
picking.
there will be some changes because Dora is in the pool, is in the mix, and we know how experienced she is, and we can pretty much
Your
expect
team
that
is
Dora will
picking.
be taking the helm of this Jawhead pick.
That's right, but remember they do have
Oh,
a pick,
Paquito, okay.
but Paquito and Benedetta is open for the side of Forsaken too. Forsaken might get baited by this, right? They love damage. They don't go for CCs, right? They are going for collapsing on the enemy in one fell swoop. They love damage. They are greedy. They are hungry, like wolves, literally wolves, right? They are hungry for damage. But on the side of Explorer, you know, just like in the name, they're exploring out different strats, right? They love to go for CCs too. Like that Eudora and Jawhead combo was amazing, right? That heat scan, immediately going for the ejector and unstoppable force. But you have to think they did not close out the game from that combo, so they gotta swap out
Your
Eudora for
team is
another,
picking.
hopefully stronger mage or a better CC hero.
Okay, so Explorer now does have Ranger as well as Yuzong, so it's the front lines of Explorer is pretty solid. Forsaken's front lines for now is pretty fragile, but they still pack a lot of punch. I mean, pun intended, Paquito pack a lot of punch, jab,
Hook.
heavy left punch, strike not a punch, or rather strike out something like that. But Forsaken doesn't really have a lot of detectability. So right now, the main thing that they should be looking out for is who is going to be a good tank. Do they want to have a tank Roma? Do they
Your
want to
team is banning.
supplement their front line? But
Ooh.
I'm not that.
Trying to secure Roger instantly. I mean,
I'm not.
we have seen Kai snowball with Roger, but I mean, Roger is not really I would say early game. He's not much of an early game, but we've provided enough support. Yes, he can snowball very well.
Here's my issue. The front two, the two frontliners, Benedetta as well as Paquito, they are not as tanky. They don't have a lot of mechanisms that allow them to stay alive.
Your
sustain.
team is banning.
Yet, they want to get a marksman that stays in the front lines together with the fragile units, and thus a full-out Black Dragon form with the Stealthy Pick and even Rhapsody or perhaps
Your
Destinata
team is
will
banning.
melt every single members down in that small little AoE. So their back lines, it doesn't really matter anymore. Forsaken don't really have back lines.
Not much. They are literally going for an all-out damage attack onto the side of Explorer. I mean, Explorer, you know, we have that Jawhead. He might be building a little bit tanky. He might be building damage. Who knows, right? He might be playing off lane too because we haven't seen the pick. But on the side of Forsaken, they're going to be banning off that Kaja.
Your
On the side of
team is
Explorer, they're going to be
banning.
banning off Baxia. Oh, but wait, as I say that, Al is going to get immediately banned off as because on the side of Explorer, they do not have much peeler apart from Yuzong, right? On the side of Forsaken, right? Not much can tank. No one can tank as of the picks right now other than Paquito.
I think that Forsaken might need to.
Your team
There are a few tanks that they can work with. Number 1, Akai. Number 2, Kufra. Number 3, Atlas. any one of these three can kind of work because they do have pretty solid kind of crowd control, different ways that they can play out, right? Because in the dream scenario, if they would want to connect on someone, of course, Paquito as well as Benedetta will be the one that starts the fight. And whenever they start the fight, they can pretty much be expecting that this Jawhead will want to get him closer over to, well, the backlines and trying to aim for this Roger. And if everyone else is together, then Atlas will then be able to pull everyone. I mean, like we're thinking of, yes, suplex, right?
Yeah.
So just pull everyone together, and this powerhouse of the front lines
Your team
must
is
burst
picking.
everyone else down before they get bursted down themselves.
Oh no, Forsaken just opting for damage, not a single CC or anyone to, you know, peel for the team, right? No
Not
one is
yet.
playing peeling, right?
Not yet.
No one seems to be peeling for them. But on the side of Explorer here, we have enough people that can heal.
Oh,
But
really?
Harith,
Your
Greedy.
team is picking.
Harith going, I mean, he is a very tanky hero. He can deal damage too, right? And on the side of Chang'e, he has that range. He has super long range. Like once the meteor shower comes down,
They're
you can
baiting.
shower it.
Oh.
They're definitely baiting. What? Look at Forsaken. What? I do not understand what is going on. Are they trolling?
I don't think they're trolling. They're trying out something a little bit different.
Right.
They have damage dealers upon damage dealers
Upon damage.
upon damage dealers. Right?
Exactly. Like it's just gonna collapse, like non-stop action.
Okay, so so what they have in mind is that they are gonna make sure that whoever Dora tosses, they can still have the damage output to deal with the norms nevertheless. But that pretty much means that their positioning, their movements is going to be very, very important. Because if you think about it, who is the one that actually engages into fight?
I would think it would be the Paquito or the Benedetta, right? I mean, she has that electro to engage or even disengage.
I would say they don't have a single initiator.
Not a single one.
Not a single one.
Not a single one.
The thing is, they may be playing a game whereby they let Explorer fight them in their own territory. Allow Explorer to be the one that just kind of run in, especially for the side of Jawhead. I would allow the, if I'm Forsaken, I would allow the Jawhead come in and toss someone. Because my team has got the mobility. My Paquito can jump right in, right after, he can knock up. He can knock up, he can jump also. So Double has got really good mobility as well. Evil C can also move in that speed with his Shadow Kill, and not to forget any kind of, even his Shadow Clone. And finally, Roger can go for his Lantern Pounce. So there is a lot of mobility coming in from the side of Forsaken, whereby they can close the gaps a lot faster. So the initiating factor is never ever from the side of Forsaken, but from the side of Explorer. Explorer will start the fight, but they will always turn the fight around by moving faster than
Enemies. Explorer.
can kill.
That's right, but on the side of Forsaken,
It's very gimmicky though.
it's very gimmicky. Yes, exactly. They have damage, but what do they lack? They lack tankiness. They do not have anyone to peel. So on the side of Explorer, if there was someone to be peeling, in like Explorer has peelers, they have CCs, but not only that, they do have damage too. Yes, they have damage, they have peelers too. It's a basically all-round team. But on the side of Forsaken, it's pure squishes. I mean, if you build tanky items, yeah, you give you this sort of, you know, little bit of tankiness, but it will not help you literally sustain.
So Paquito is the one that opted to go for a little bit more of the tanking, right? So it does seem like Paquito would want to be the initiator, but my theory stands, right? They would want to stand back, and wait for Explorer to be the one that initiates instead. But one thing that I did not factor in to that theory is the fact that Explorer does have a Harith, whereby if you stay at one very spot, you are probably going to be melted down by the ground force.
You're gonna be done. Like he's just gonna keep dashing back and forth, like their gameplay, right? But look, Raibi's hands are fast, literally super fast. I mean, Benedetta gets taken away, so what else is closest to Benedetta? But oh, Pebble getting a little bit of damage there. But on the topic, as I was saying just now, Raibi loves Benedetta. He has that fast hands. So the only hero that is as comparable as Pain but with an extra addition of tankiness. Harith, it was such a good pick on this. I've got to say, Explorer, their drafting is good right now. But Evil C looking in a little bit of danger right now. First blood, 4 against 1 onto Evil C. What a play right there. But on the bot side right now, there is a 4v1 too. But it looks like they're going to be trying to secure that turtle instead, since they have lost Evil C at the top lane.
Nothing surprising, right? Explorer would definitely get the early game lead in terms of initiating and kills. But when it comes to Forsaken, this is when things are starting to get really tough and really bad. This is gonna be bad, right? Bento is literally in the middle of the fight. He tried to get a kill on Flash to get a slip of health, but no one else is coming into the fray to help Bento. But here's the problem. He was one. He almost killed one person, but he himself is not dead. This suggests a lot about what the future teamfight may look like.
With just a slither of health and dealing a ton of damage onto Explorer?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're clutching. So they are basically living life on the edge. They love to clutch, so they're going to bait with that health, right?
Forsaken is a late game lineup. Like hands down late game.
Super late.
So what they are hoping for, what they are looking at, is hoping that Explorer doesn't close the game, because I think that Forsaken understands that, and I understand this as well. Explorer is not exactly very good at closing games out, so Forsaken will want to take that chance to deal to earn as much economy as much as possible, especially since the creep clear coming in from Forsaken is pretty darn good as well. We've got Kai, Evil C, we've got Flash, and even Double. They all can clear waves pretty efficiently.
Very fast. I mean, even on the side of Bao, I mean, he's just a tank too, right? He's basically a quote-unquote tank, but he has that wave clearing ability too. The whole side of Forsaken are go hungry, but oh, look at that, Zora standing in the middle of it all, but look at that Eve getting caught out. What a play right there. Zora getting caught out, but gets traded back for Flash. So, and technically, you do not have anyone to aim on, right? It's quite well. On the side of Explorer, there is basically, they do not have a core, right? It's basically the whole team is the core. Yeah, the whole team is the core, so there is no one to focus on, right? So you have to pick out one by one. But the moment you pick out one by one, Forsaken is known to retaliate with a bite.
Currently, we are looking at 1,000 gold lead from the side of Explorer. Not that big of a difference, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. When it comes to Bento trying to go for kills on the Forsaken, it's not going to be easy as well. We're looking at a rather massive fight right about now with the Black Dragon form coming in from Bento all the way up top onto Flash. But unfortunately, none of that is going to work out for him. He's all alone trying to fend for himself. Bao did manage to get himself far, far away before the Shard residue sweeps through onto Bao. All in all, Forsaken did a pretty good job in securing that fight with the massive amount of damage they are able to bring out on the Explorer. That was just communication breakdown from
That's right, super bad. I mean, honestly, like you said, on the side of Forsaken, they love damage. And like you said just now, literally earlier, they had to play the bait. They love the bait. Look at that. They let Bao actually going in all the way, but look at the knockup all the way on to Zora. Zora being taken down, Pebble getting taken down, Raimi getting taken down too, and Bento just all alone. Mon Chi-Chi forced to disengage for the team because he cannot lose anything, and because he is the core.
All fours coming from Zora, jumping onto Evil C, but unfortunately that is a ninja after all. Slippery ninja is not going to allow him to die to any kind of animatronics, so should be pretty much A-okay for now. But one thing I'm surprised is that Double is just going to go straight in for the proxy down the bottom and to try to buy some time, and of course just kind of bring down some kind of a distraction over the side of Song.
A fight down.
Immediately walk face into the brush. We do see an Electro final blow, but unfortunately none of the damage is going to be dealing much onto the side of Explorer. Two other members coming from Explorer is down to Taken with one, and Bento trying to get himself away from the rest of the members coming from Taken as much as possible, but unfortunately that did not quite work out for him. With 3 members down from the side of Explorer, Forsaken does have free reign through the middle lane, and in fact, well, free real estate all the way up top.
Exactly, free real estate. But I've got to say that fight wasn't really, I would say, super coordinated. I mean, Bento, he has that aggression, but the rest of Explorer are just not there, right? They were a little bit passive right there. I mean, on the side of Forsaken, they went ham. They literally were wolves. They were hungry. They went in for the kill. They went for the engage. They literally threw everything through all cautions to the wind. You will see even going to the point of pushing all the way out to the front lines, zoning everybody out. And that's when Bento comes in at the wrong timing with the Black Dragon form.
This is not looking good for the side of Explorer. I identified that Forsaken is more of a late game composition, but yet Forsaken is winning in the early game as well. Explorer, this is not good at all. This is really not good. Kai, playing as a Roger, got that turtle with no contest at all. Evil C is just going to get free farm all the way down bottom because the rest of the members coming from Explorer, they know that they can't bring this
Evil
man
C
down
getting
all by
ejected
himself.
right now, and he's going to be able to shadow away, but not putting much engagement onto Dora right now. Evil C just poking around. He is a slippery ninja, like you said, Eugene. And look at the side of Explorer here. The whole team are gathering at the bot lane right now, and they are going to be pushing it. And let's take a look at the replay right now. It's literally a mess. Look at Bento all the way in, but Evil C all the way in the tier 1 turret, and the whole team of Explorer is forced to back right now. Look at that. And Bento in the middle of it all. Dora and Monchichi forced to back, but Explorer is giving them a reply. Zaman Force comes down, trying to takes down the tier 2 turret. He can flash in the middle of it all, going to eat that Monchichi's bullets instantly. Just eat it.
Yeah, and now once again, it does seem like the map has been split in diagonally, right? Explorer down at the bottom and Forsaken up top. So right now, back to the horizontal route. Monchichi, Pebble, Dora, they are all trying to hold on to the grass as much as possible. Bao jumps right on Dora. Despite being attacked, he's actually doing a decent amount of damage onto Dora.
I mean, Dora's kind of squishy.
That's kind of
You did notice, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's more towards the attack side because he picked up high and dry. So Dora, he's definitely gonna pick up some attack items and some defense items, a little bit more towards the hybrid. I can expect that the first item is going to be the Blade of Despair, but everything else afterwards is probably tank. No, okay.
No, he did not went for that. He went for the tank. I mean, the way that he picked, right, basically it's a one-on-one situation. So when you get to catch someone out, it is in a way considered a one-on-one situation, and that's when you get to do more damage. But you get a side of tankiness too from that roaming item, right, from Dora. But he's looking a little squishy, I'm not gonna lie. He looks a little squishy. Look at that. Bao, all the way ejected in the middle. Zaman Force comes down, and look at that meteor shower, not landing a single hit onto anybody. Kai securing that endless battle right now. Kai is snowballing. Black Dragon form trying to catch Evil C. Evil C seems to be the weakling right now. And look at Evil C instantly demolishes. Evil C looks super squishy. Electro comes down for double. Look at Bento looking a little bit low. And here comes Real World Manipulation from Flash, dealing a ton of damage right now onto the side of Explorer. And the rest of Explorer is forced to be disengaging on the side of Forsaken too.
With a deficit of 4 kills, Explorer would definitely want to get a little bit more kills towards their side. Monchichi takes one down onto the side of Bao. They can challenge this. They can contest this. Double and Flash pushes far ahead to ensure that Kai can secure this Lord kill as much as possible. But I'm surprised Explorer not going for the contest. That is not a very good choice. They can just kind of peek in, take a look at around it. Hey guys, what's up, man? But that's not going to be the case, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was a 2 for 2, right? I mean, Forsaken, they got 2 from Explorer. Explorer got 2 back from Forsaken, but that's when Forsaken used that to an advantage because of the positioning right there. If we did take a look at the highlight right now, they are way off the Lord Pit, right? And that's when Flash will be able to zone everybody off and managing to secure the Lord for Forsaken.
This is tough for the Sun Explorer.
Very
they
tough.
don't have a lot of heroes that can deal with this push, right? If they were to use up whatever that they need to, especially the Meteor Shower from Pebble, he would definitely use Meteor Shower onto the Lord, and thus Meteor Shower will be unavailable for the next team fight. We are even looking at Monchichi that had already expanded his Death Sonata onto Forsaken. So none of that is available for the next fight. Maybe
look at double.
Force it out. Forsaken, they gotta have to force it out. It doesn't like Bao is trying to force it out as much as possible with 41 single ballista. Hacking right upon the second tier turret, and the top lane is pushing down pretty darn hard. And so will the bottom lane with 2 person just completely outvaluing the entire
Oh,
thing.
Dama Force comes down. Look at Bao jumping all the way in. Real Woman Manipulation coming up from Flash. What an amazing positioning there. But the Explorer was smart. They see the Real Woman Manipulation coming out and they are going to be disengaging because they know they do not have any minions there. But Double just in the middle of everything. Very way off position. He's not going to be able to escape. Jacob at the right time. But here's the Metro. But he is going to get sniped down by Unstoppable Force from Dora. I've got to say, there was a good start. Dora was a good start. I'm not saying Jamie's bad, right? I mean, Dora has a more, I would say, dangerous playstyle. In a way,
a lot more aggressive. If
so
I
much more.
may.
So much.
Yeah. So in some sense aggressive, not super reckless. Like he kind of get the timing, kind of get what he needs to do. His team knows when to come in for the backup and all that kind of stuff. So I do still have quite a bit of well. I still have some blood in this game.
Excellent.
Explorer,
I've got to say.
yeah, they gotta try to do this. In the meantime, it seems like Dora finds himself in a really bad spot. HP going down low because of Val. The knockout punch onto Dora. HP down low. He goes down to the hands of Kai. But where's Kai in this moment of time? He's going to be all the way behind. And he's not going to be making his way down onto Explorer. As Bento tries to disengage him throughout the entirety of the fight by using the Black Dragon form. Forsaken and Explorer, they understand that it's best for both sides to kind of rework themselves and kind of regroup themselves, especially since Bao, they do not have any more of, any more tank, right?
That's right.
Because of Bao.
I mean, I've got to say, like you said, that's their weak spot. Forsaken has that weak spot, is that, yes, they do damage, but they are super duper squishy. And on the side here, Raibi is the only one that can actually be on the front line along with Dora, because Dora, he's building tank, build the anti-cuirass, he got the encouragements too. He is supposed to be in the front line right now, but on the side of Forsaken, they play this smart, they play it slow too. They take one and then they leave, they disengage totally because they know Bento is the one will be able to actually clutch the game out because Forsaken are just so squishy.
Yeah, the problem about that is that Forsaken, even though they're squishy, they are very slippery.
Super duper slippery. I mean, Kai, you have that dash, and Flash is all the way at the back with the real world manipulation, so Flash can literally be untouched with 8 assists even.
And Double even picked up the Festival of Blood. So we can expect that there is going to be quite a bit of sustainability coming from the side of Benedetta. Shadow clones from this Hayabusa is definitely going to be one tough thing to handle. If you just take a look at the end.
Oh, Double!
Now, this is not good though. Double trying to get himself with the sword of Flash, but he gets himself out of all of that with just a sliver of health. Both sides are not willing to overextend themselves to focus and of course secure kills. While Evil C, he's waiting for the right opportunity. He wants to push down the bottom lane while everyone else is too busy up there by the Lord. But Explorer, they're just kind of wandering around from the Lord to the middle lane. Evil C waiting for the core opportunity, and it does seem like the opportunity is going to arise right now. Right after they touch the Lord, Evil C makes his way to the bottom lane, and Explorer decided to split their forces.
That's right, but they are still a little bit wary of the Lord right now. They are trying to push, but just as you said, when Double is slippery, he is literally slippery. He managed to get out, but oh, Dora in the middle of it all, and Double and Bao trying to push the aggression here onto Explorer, but not going to be getting any sort of engage. Evil C2 zoning out for Flash and Kai, trying to secure the Lord right now. Dora rushes in all the way, but look at Double, where is he? He's going to be trying to catch down onto Monchichi, but Monchichi is just too slippery and Double is just all the way in. Instantly taken down is Dora and Kai. Kai does not have that.
Yep.
Oh my god, look at that damage. Evil C not doing a single thing to Bento with that ultimate.
That is Yu Zhong after all. Remember all the way at the start of the game, I was talking about the fact that Yu Zhong just needs to jump right into a field of 3 melee characters and he can tank all he wants because of how sustainable he is. That is exactly what happened. And Bento will be A-OK. Bao doesn't even have damage to even snipe the Lord away.
No way.
Explorer takes this Lord, and there is going to be a pretty high probability that Explorer can even win this game. But, once again, Forsaken is a little bit more towards late game potential.
Maybe, that's true. But I mean, Forsaken, it's only 16 minutes in and no one is literally at full build right now if we take a look at the items. So, I mean, like you said, Bao, he does not actually do much for the team. He's basically just peeling, right? He provides a little bit of CC to the team, but not that much.
Not much. It really is not much. But once again, let's take a look at the items and just kind of discuss that a little bit. For Kai, his item is not fully up just yet. He does have a Wind Talker, Queen's Wings, he's got Raptor Machete, as well as the Endless Battle. Waiting for the last item is either going to be the Blade of Heptases or perhaps the Blade of Despair. While Evil C have got a Blade of Heptases, okay, so because of the Blade of Heptases on the Evil C, Kai don't need that, so BOD for Kai instead. So BOD, we've got Blade of Heptases as well as Endless Battle on the side of Evil C. They should be ready to go for some battle right here. Bento is all the way in the depths of Forsaken. I'm not too sure about this, but it does seem the Lord is just going to be marching right onto the core. Explorer will definitely want to end this up as much as possible, but unfortunately the amount of damage that Forsaken is able to put down onto the board completely melted down this Lord with no questions asked. The middle lane second tier turret, and the top lane second tier turret is going to go straight down. The turret in the bottom lane, in the middle lane is going to go straight down.
He's going to fight right now. Oh, 3-man stun onto Forsaken. Look at that, Forsaken getting melted down. They do not have any sort of healing. Only Kai has that healing ability.
Kai though,
whoa,
is
double
not
kill.
stopping.
Coming in from Kai.
That is
oh, the clutch coming in. Monster kill.
Real world manipulation coming from Flash is just a little bit too insane for the side of Explorer, huh?
Not much. I mean, Forsaken, yeah, they did do a couple of damage too. It's literally 3 for 3, right? So, well done on Forsaken that they played it at the place. They played it at Explorer's pace. They know what pace Explorer can do, but they have damage, as I said, instantly bounce down the Lord. So, demolishes the Lord, and that's how they gain that upper hand for on the side of Forsaken too. But Explorer too, they have that peeling ability. They have Monchishi's damage too, but on they can't really actually melt them, right? They have heal, but they cannot melt the side of Forsaken, right? Because Explorers are not known to close out games.
BOD on the side of Kai has been built up already. We are also looking at Queen's Wings coming from Evil C. So despite their lineup being slightly more squishier, all of them has decided to switch or rather to lean a little bit more towards the tankier side. If you remember looking at the items coming from Double as well as Bao, they are all out onto the defensive side. So Double is just doing whatever he can to just get in and just bring in damage and just kind of create some more distractions, create some zoning potential for his team, while Kai and Evil C goes downtown.
That's right. I mean, Evil C, he doesn't actually do much that we actually see. I mean, no pun intended. But Kai has that aggression like we have never seen before, right? He goes in, I mean, 1v3 with just literally one swoop. 2 people on the side of Explorer instantly demolished. Instantly, just wiped out on the Land of Dawn.
So Double, right?
Yeah, Double was building a full tank Benedetta, which is actually surprising to me. He went for that anti-Cuirass, right? He went for anti-Cuirass, he went for Athena Shield too. I mean, tank Benedetta?
Yep. He can change in the end because of...
Oh, look at Dora.
No, this is not going to be good coming from
Meteor Shower.
It does seem like we're going to be looking at 4 versus 1, but the Meteor Shower coming from Monchichi, coming from Pebble is just going to be pushing Forsaken away, while Evil C is just way too busy dealing with the bottom lane split push. The Lord has also been spawned, so perhaps the bottom lane split push may not be the bestest of idea. He's gonna be completely caught out. So Dora in the middle of it all. Bao is also that kind of kill
look at Rivy.
a little bit. Rivy
on
the
the
backside. Salmon Force popped up. HP's all the way down to the half. The Meteor Shower from Pebble just pushing every single one of the members coming from Forsaken away, but Bento is in the heart of everyone else as well. There's one little tiny bit of HP coming from Evil C, but a steel tip cake coming from Bento will be more than enough to bring him to an end. But is that really the end of this fight though?
Wow, Double going all in just to face check a bush 1v2 right now. And look at Kai, look at his lifesteal, it is non-stopping. And he even opts for the immortality too.
Well, Forsaken, I don't even know if whether they're even gonna win this game right now.
It's hard, it's hard.
They have 2 inhibitor turrets that's already been destroyed. They don't really have a lot of control over the map. They just need one good fight against Explorer, and that's game. That is their only win con.
That's right, but they are 1 man down. Evil C is not up right now, and I mean, Kai, yes, he does have his retribution up, but look at Double all the way on the other side of the map, but he is not joining on the team fight. Bao and Kai getting routed down. Bento in the heart of it all. Godlike coming out for Manchichi. Bento securing and waiting for the immortality to be popped up for Kai, and Kai gets destroyed by Explorer in the blue buff.
This is the end. This is the end. I'm calling it.
It's
There's
the
no way that Forsaken is able to get
For
back.
sure. For sure. This is Explorer's chance to close out the game.
Oh, they will hack. They will definitely close this game out because there is pretty much no point for Forsaken to give up the Lord because they know that once the Lord is out, then it's just going to be mud right in the base. The core will be destroyed. No problem. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So Explorer will be able to take this game out by quite a bit as well. Once again, tradition holds out. Every game 1 of the day will always pan out for the full best of 3 series.
I felt that Dora actually played a
phenomenal role.
A super phenomenal role right now. I mean, it was crucial. It was super duper crucial. I mean, he is the Explorer after all, right? Dora is the Explorer. He might be the one shot calling right there at the arena right now, but we can't hear them actually. But he could be the one. So it is going to be a 1-to-1 for Forsaken up against Explorer. Explorer with the 1-1. Lysander was right. I gotta make a shrine for Lysander right now. He's literally predicting every single thing that we are saying and doing and is happening right now.
My, oh my. Explorer took this game by quite a bit. Forsaken, well, it's just the iffy lineup in the end. I really feel that it's the iffy lineup. The pick of Paquito as well as the pick of Benedetta, it kind of seems as though they're just throwing their value away, right?
Yeah.
Because they're just picking them for the sake of picking it, and then in the end they're like, oh crap, we need to pick this hero. Oh crap, we need to pick that hero. Never mind. Let's go for a little bit of a flexibility on the side of Paquito as well as the side of Benedetta. Let's have Benedetta with a little bit more of the tankiness. We give Bao to kind of work like a Cho, right?
Yeah.
Mobility, you still can tank, you still have some kind of CCs, except that they work completely different even though their silhouette is very, very similar.
Exactly, but I felt that the draft could be slightly better, right? It should have gone for alternate tanks, with CCs, right? They need CC tanks or rather CC heroes, right? Someone who can stun, someone who can do something. Benedetta, if you're just going to build tank, might as well just go for Layla tank, right? Might as well. You're not going to do anything, right? Or even Brody tank.
There's not a lot of sustainability from the side of...
Not much.
Yeah, I don't really remember there's much spell vamp from the side of Benedetta. It's mostly just damage, damage, damage.
No, but she literally built tank, right? She built Athena shield. She built anti-cuirass. It was
That's
an
value
all-out
throwing away.
Yeah, it's literally like buying something expensive, but I'm using it for a secondary purpose, right? But speaking of that, let's take a look at the post-match analysis right now on Forsaken up against Explorer. Winning that match is Explorer. And look at Monchichi here, the carry, the rich guy. And
Guy to carry.
look at that, Dora taking the most damage at 169,000 damage. And with the most assists too, basically he is the forgotten one.
Well, what can I say? Forsaken, they need to change it up. They're definitely gonna have to change it up. I don't know why after such a very interesting game number 1, like a very non-greedy lineup, it became a completely it's a 180 degrees change.
Yeah.
A non-greedy lineup in game 1 and then a completely greedy lineup in game 2.
Yeah, I do not know what is going through their mind right now, right? Like, they played it well. Forsaken played it well, and then they just gave this game away based on just purely the draft picks, right? And we're gonna go straight into the MVP right now. Make a guess, who is the MVP?
I think it's gonna be Dora.
I feel it's Monchichi.
Monchichi.
Ah, that's right.
7 kills, 5 deaths, a total of 768 GPM. I was hoping that the assist that Dora has to his name is going to be, well, a little bit more than total amount of kills and assists that Monchichi.
That's right, and while Monchichi, I mean, his positioning is excellent, right? He knows when to go out, he knows when to go in. Like, we have seen in fights where Monchichi just completely disengages from his whole team, right? Leaving his whole team to die, and that's when Forsaken gets a little bit too greedy, right? So basically what Explorer did, they pulled off a Forsaken, right? They baited Forsaken in, and Forsaken takes the bait because they do not have a choice, because they have damage. They do not have CCs, so they have to rush in through the front line, and that's when Bento come in. When Bento go all the way to the back line and instantly zones out the whole of Forsaken, and we're just going to be taking a look at the highlights and what I'm just talking about, literally.
So, thanks to the highlights, we'll be able to tell you whether my theory is kind of correct. Most of the time, it is going to be, well, Explorer that goes in for the initiation. If not, any kinds of initiation coming in from Forsaken is just because they just kind of face check the brushes.
That's right, and look at the side of Flash here getting knocked back and real world manipulation not being able to be used. But Bento, he is always off position, right? He loves to go for the aggression, but look at the side here. Look at the minimap. Monchichi is all the way down in the bot lane. Okay, take a look at this. Monchichi, he has to play it back. Evil C knows Evil C is going to be rushing in, but he uses his ultimate to his advantage right there. Evil C putting so much damage onto Dora, but Monchichi is still there to do a ton of damage to the side of Forsaken. But I mean, at this point, he did not snowball yet, right? Look at Monchichi. He's literally at the brush. He's waiting for the right moment right now. And look at double. Instant. So he waits for the utilities, right? He waits for the utilities and rains down onto Forsaken. But Forsaken is just a little bit too fast.
Yeah, there's too much movement from the side of Forsaken, and that is definitely going to be one of the kryptonites of Monchichi playing as Ranger. If not, there would most very likely be more team fights that will go towards the side of Explorer if all of those Rhapsody hats would originally land. So once again, this is the initiation coming in from Dora. His HP is all the way down low, and as I was expecting, Forsaken will want to burst that Dora down as fast as possible. They did manage to do that, and in this very fight, it does seem like Dora is once again in front. He gets bursted down, but the sub-tank, Bento, comes straight in and just dealt the damage over to Flash, and now 2v1 because he had enough time to have someone to come in to help him.
Alright, this was good on the side of Forsaken, right? They played it slow, but look at Bao instantly demolished. But look at this, Kai, look at Kai positioning, right? Going straight in, look at that, instantly demolishes 2 people in a row, trying to catch down Dora, but look at Dora, look at that, boom, instant, right? But Flash trades it back just as the real world manipulation comes out.
And I believe that this is the final fight already. It's not really any fight. It's not much of a fight. They are just trying to focus down onto the core. I think that a couple of members is just focusing down on the core, and so was the Creep Ballistas. But all in all, that is a pretty good game in between by Explorer as well as Forsaken. I really do want to see Forsaken going into, once again, a non-aggressive lineup, a little bit less greedy, and just
all round, right?
Yeah.
Basically all round,
Yeah.
like the shape of Explorer's logo, all rounders, right? Explorer, we never actually seen them go full out aggression like Forsaken. But you know, they played it a little bit slow. They play all round, they play the retake, they know when to take it back. But I feel that a good substitute would be Cho, right? I mean, Bokuito, I'm a little bit skeptical of Bokuito too, but I'd rather take Chao because he has the ability to zone out everybody. But speaking of Chao, it's free, right? There will be a limited edition skin coming out, and it's one of the 3
5-on-5
skins.
E-Party.
5-on-5 E-Party, and the Chao skin, the limited edition skin from Chao, it's only 1 out of 3. So they will be giving 3 free limited edition skin on Mobile Legends.
Indeed. But before we even talk more about the rest of the games and of course the final game itself, we're going to go in for a really short break. But before we do, I would like to give a huge thank you as well over to PvP Esports, of course powered by Singtel. PvP Esports, after all, is the ultimate regional platform where gaming lives. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about their events, initiatives and all of the community events, please do take a look at their Facebook page at PvP Esports, and even their the website at www.pvpesports.gg to find out more. And with that all said, we're going to go in for a short break. 5 minutes. We'll be right back in a game between Forsaken versus Explorer.